I'm Jean Nolte, editor at Fons Porter.
And I'm Colleen Tauke. I'm the sewing specialist at Fons Porter. In this tutorial, we'll show you how to create the Beach Tote.
For the pattern for this tote, go to our website. Okay, so this is a great big tote.
It's a nice
one. And it is made with 2.5-inch strips and 5-inch squares. And I don't think you probably need a whole pack of either thing, so it might be a good project to use up some leftover strips you have from another project.
Or make one for yourself and make one for a friend.
All right, so we're going to get started. And the first thing you're going to do is make the top. And I think I'm going to move this bag out of the way for a minute here.
And you'll see that we're creating rows of 5-inch squares and then pairing up 2 of the 2.5-inch strips.
So you just alternate.
You can play with the colors and come up with the combinations that you like together and just create those rows. It's like a strip set all the way across.
Pretty easy. So the next thing that you want to do is quilt your bag. So we'll have a backing and batting. And we'll sneak this out of there.
Top on there. It's like, it's a great way to beginners quilting, kind of, smaller projects you can handle. Spray-based is a great way to put the layers together so things don't shift, or you can use safety pins.
So you just quilt it however you like.
And I came up with a really easy, just channel quilting, back and forth, and you can vary the increments of the
basically
stitching.
Just enough to hold it together. All right, so once you've got it all quilted, we're ready to start assembling the bag. So you can see here, we've already sewn a seam, but you can see here's what it looked like before with the row of squares, strips, squares,
and you can
strips.
see I just alternated randomly some simple strip
very easy. Yeah,
quilting.
You can sort of see it on the back here. So you're going to fold that so the
right sides together.
The 2 rows of squares
and strips are
together.
And then you're going to 1/4-inch seam on both ends eventually, but we did one for now, and then I also went in and did a seam finish because this is going to be on the inside of your bag, so I just a simple zigzag off the edge
if you have a serger, you could run it through there.
Exactly, if you have a serger.
Okay, so we're ready to do that corner trick.
Right, we need to make a bottom to our bag so it will sit for us. And so what we do is refold, and by folding it like this, you'll see we create kind of a triangle shape here on the end with a seam laying on the top. And what we do, if you follow the instructions, I think I remember correctly, it's 4.5 inches in from the point over. We're going to make a line.
All right, so we're going to get that ruler up there.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, and
4.5 right there at the tip. And I line up one of the lines of the ruler. You're just going to draw a line. I don't know if this will show up real well, but hopefully. I'm drawing it pretty heavy. You can use whatever you like. There you go.
There you go. Now your
All right,
stitching line.
so that's your stitching line.
Okay, now you're going to want to change over to a walking foot on your machine because you probably have it on there because you just got done machine quilting, but you got a lot of thickness here, so this is a good time to be using a walking foot. Whoops.
So now you're just going to stitch right on that line that you drew.
So a straight shot straight across this to box that bottom corner. And when you're done, you're going to want to go back. Now we did a seam finish on the side seams. You want to do that exact same thing.
So just trim off that point about 1/4 of an inch or a little more outside of your stitching line.
Exactly.
And then finish the edge.
Reinforce.
Or run it through your serger if you have one.
Oh, if you have one, you're a lucky woman. Okay. Bring it out, and then we would go and just, like we said, trim this to a 1/4 inch and do a seam finish. So the outer edge will look like that.
Right, and then you're going to put it back, do the same thing on the other side.
And we can show you what that boxed corner looks like.
Right.
As you turn it to the right side out.
And that's what gives your bag a bottom.
So that it has a corner like this.
All right, so now when you've got it on both sides, the next thing you need to do is make handles.
Yep, we've got the bottom of our bag, we've got the bucket part, now we need the handles.
All right.
And you're going to use 2.5-inch strips. And if you have matching strips, so your handles will match, or you could make it eclectic. You could use 4 different strips.
So we did it with 2 different colors.
Green and an orange.
Okay, so
First thing we do is create a 1/4-inch seam allowance, so you make a strip set out of
Those two.
different fabrics.
So that would be this.
And then follow the directions. It'll tell you how much to turn in the outer edge here. So it will look like this.
And is it important to press that seam open?
Yep, press the seam allowance open at this point. It's a good idea. Okay, now
right.
you're
Get
going to
rid
be
of that one,
cutting
too.
a piece of batting.
You can see it tucked underneath
Yep,
there.
it tucks underneath.
So it
And
goes right along that seam line.
use a little bit of spray based or glue stick if you
Dab
like.
a glue from your glue stick just to hold it in
Just hold it
place.
in place. And then you're going to roll this one on top, just like this. And
then you
then you're just going to go in
stitch.
and stitch.
So you can see, this is what it looks like. It has stitching on both sides and then one down the middle.
Shoot down the middle. And
Green
those
on
are-
one side, orange on the other. All right,
Now-
now,
To put the handles onto your bag, you're going to, now this is where I think a lot of times we can get twisted handles. You have to think about how the handles go on. So actually lay it out on the bag thinking, that's not right. So here, like this.
make sure the same color is up. That's where a two-color strap is a good deal.
Exactly. So you're going to put it along the very top edge.
And the pattern tells you how far
To measure
from the edges.
to the center of your handle, and you're going to pin those in place. And then we
You
have
need a little.
a way to
this little-
hide that seam allowance.
Okay, so we've made this little skinny strip into a tube.
Right. Follow the directions on the and your pattern tells you to create that tube because your bag now is all completed. It's also round at the top, and you're going to lay this on. And
show
you've just pinned the handles in place. At this point, you're going to come back in here and you're going to stitch all the way
All
along.
the way around the top.
And then you're going to roll this to the inside and create that nice, clean, finished top.
See, and you can see that
It's
here.
top stitched in place.
where it's top stitched. So the handle then gets caught in that first stitching, and
in
then
the top stitching.
and then you top stitch it again, and it catches it
Right,
again.
makes that handle nice and sturdy. So you can fill it up to go to the beach or to the gym, wherever.
It's a great sturdy tote.
Thanks for joining us today.
For more videos, go to our website.